What's going on, YouTube? My name is Cameron.
My name's Kevin.
And welcome back to another episode of Father Son Films. We're here today to review... We're here today to review Marvel's newest film, kind of part of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But not really.
Not really. Marvel's Venom, or I guess Sony's Venom.
Exactly. So how are we going to break this up? We're going to break it up, kind of maybe quickly talk about expectations going into the film.
For sure.
And this will be a spoiler review. So big warning, spoilers all the way through this. Yeah. Okay. Going into this, expectations. What were your expectations, Cameron?
Absolutely nothing. I saw the first trailer for this movie. Well, first off, let's take it back, okay? I heard that this movie was announced at like Comic-Con Brazil or something. Like a year ago, this movie was announced. And all of a sudden, start seeing trailers for it, start getting release date, all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, wow, this is happening pretty quick. And yeah, all of a sudden this movie popped out of nowhere. We got a few trailers, but really I only watched the first one. Not like a huge deal for me this year. I mean, we already got Infinity War earlier this year, which was kind of the peak of my movie hype, but...
Everything has like just fallen flat compared since Infinity War for you. So.
Pretty much. We had Infinity War in 2018. It's cut off. We'll wait till next Infinity War.
There you go. Well, my expectations going into it, so I was a big Venom fan growing up. Like, was a Spider-Man fan during the Todd McFarlane days. Like, I have somewhere the first issue of Venom. Actually, that's not true, because we bought it, we read it on the bus, and my buddy ripped it up, and we left it on the bus.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
So I have all the issues leading up to the first appearance of Venom. Then I don't have the first one because it got trashed because of my friends in high school. Thanks, guys. And then every issue afterwards. So, yeah, sucks to be me. So, big Venom fan when he was introduced. Loved to tie into Spider-Man. It was kind of weird, too, going into this. I didn't really have a lot of expectations because I didn't know what to expect with this movie. The way it was hyped from the beginning, like right away when they start hyping this movie, when the actor kind of makes all these, this is the Venom you've been waiting for, and this is going to be exactly what you want. And it's like, and then it was like, kind of almost pushed like it was going to be a rated R horror movie.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was all the hype, was going to be this rated R horror movie. So right away, I have no interest. Mm-hmm. One, I don't see rated R movies, and I don't watch horror movies. I hate horror movies. They scare me. So I just tuned it out that I wasn't going to go see this, and then suddenly it got a rated PG-13. Yeah. Or rated 14.
We heard it was PG-13, and then we saw the movie, it said 14A. So I'm still kind of confused.
So no expectations went into it because I didn't think I was ever going to see it. Yeah. So we went.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yes.
First night.
We went Friday night, the night after opening, technically. It was late. I'll give you a little pretext just before hopping into this movie. Like, after I had seen the film and everything, I ended up getting really sick. And it's been a day or two since we... And then you can still hear it in my voice. Yeah, you
spent the night in the emergency room.
Spent 7 hours in the emergency room overnight. So it's been a couple days.
He got a parasite.
I got a parasite.
So we're just both recouping from long night of ER and everything. So
yes, exactly. What'd you think of the film overall?
What did I think of the film overall? I liked it. I laughed. Now, I was one of the few people in the theater laughing, which is normal for me.
100%.
Yeah. But I laughed. I thought the acting was good. Not great, but it was good. Tom Hardy. Amazing as Eddie Brock. Mm-hmm. So much better than Topher Grace.
True.
From Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
He was excellent. The supporting cast was great. The guy who played the villain, whose name is escaping me right now, a little flat.
I always saw him as flat, even from the first trailer. He looked too much like a kid.
Yeah, so he was a little flat. But apart from that, the acting was good. Music, the score was good. The cinematography was good. My first overall impression was, I enjoyed this movie. I liked it. Yeah.
I think you're giving the movie a little bit too much credit.
Okay.
I would say the acting from Tom Hardy, I thought was really, really good. Definitely better than Eric Foreman's performance from Spider-Man 3. But overall, as a film, as a superhero film even, it just fell really, really flat in my opinion. A lot of key points that make a superhero film were kind of left I wouldn't say left out, but just disappointing. So like the final battle that you expect from every hero film was just really, really horrible, hard to watch. You couldn't
Yeah.
tell what was going on at all.
The CG, like the computer generated effects in that final sequence,
Yeah,
they were really bad.
they were really bad.
Like, it was hard to tell what was going on, and I get they were trying to do the whole symbiote thing, like the tentacles and the goo.
Yeah.
But it was blurry. It was bad. Like, it was bad computer graphics.
100%.
So, yeah, I don't know how that got past the editing room, because
I'm not sure.
it was not very clean, so...
The overall story I thought was okay at its core. I mean, it was obvious seeing this film that it was meant to be a rated R film. It was obviously the
You
obvious
think that was
intent.
the plan originally?
The intent was for it to be a rated R film, and that's why the writing seems extra rushed. Like the jokes were all falling flat in the theater.
Right.
Other than you,
I thought it was
laugh.
hilarious.
But who else was laughing?
Who cares? I was.
Yeah,
It was
so
my
you
money.
could
I
enjoy
paid
it.
for
Exactly.
it. I enjoyed it.
Exactly, but the jokes were falling flat. The writing wasn't amazing, and you could tell because they advertised kind of at the start of the whole scary Venom, right? And then, I mean, you even see in the initial trailer, which is actually playing in the background right here. There's a scene where the girl who gets the Venom in somewhere in Asia at the start of the film gets the Venom claw and slices guy's throat, and you could see that in the trailer.
Right.
I'm not sure if you're seeing slicing of throats in the final product, right?
Yeah, it was kind of quickly done and implied a lot of the times. Well, even the whole concept of Venom eating people.
Exactly.
It was there. Like, you saw the mouth open, he'd attack people, but you never saw anything. So there was always this implication that he's a monster on the loose, right?
And they made Venom almost a comedic character, which really didn't make any sense for me. I liked Tom Hardy as the character he was playing, but I didn't necessarily like... and I don't even think, obviously, it wasn't him. It's whoever the writing was made Venom like a comedic guy.
But the character was that originally in the comic book too. That was the whole point of the symbiote. And the biggest problem I had was, how do you do a Venom origin story without Spider-Man? Because Venom's story is so intertwined with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But this comedic side wasn't so much that it was trying to be funny. It's just Venom's a monster. Like, he's an alien. He attaches to things. He's eating, he's consuming. And so he almost had kind of like this sadistic, dark type of humor. It's like, oh, can I eat that guy? Can I eat that guy? Can I eat that guy? Like, that was kind of the thing. And even in the comic book in the early days when Venom, I think it was in the Venom first miniseries where Venom decided he wanted to be a hero, didn't want to be the bad guy anymore, and he's going around like helping people, but by helping them, like, I remember, he was like breaking people's arms or so. I can't remember the exact details. He's like, oh, aren't you glad I came and helped you? And the person's like beaten up and bleeding on the ground, and he's all proud of himself because he did something good. Yeah. So I think that's what they were trying to go for with that type of humor. It was like a dark kind of humor.
I don't like the idea of that at all.
Okay, so it just didn't catch with you.
No, I mean,
well, here's what didn't work for me. The one thing, here's Kevin's official nitpicking of a movie, because this is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what drove me nuts? Is every time one of the symbiotes would kind of emerge from someone's clothing. Like, you would see like this little black spot on the shirt, and then it would go away. It's like the symbiote was like phasing through their clothing. For me, that was just very lazy special effects. It's an alien. Like, okay, I get it if it goes onto your skin or goes into your ears or up your nose or in your mouth, for it to go inside you. But for it to just kind of stick on your clothes and soak through your clothes and or come out of your clothes, like, like again, the Asian lady shoots all these daggers out of her clothes. Mm-hmm. But her clothes are fine. There's no rips in her clothes. Mm-hmm. Like, if you just shoot all these tentacles and razors come shooting out from inside you through your clothing, it should rip all your clothing.
Fair enough.
The whole movie, that was driving me bonkers.
I feel like that's a serious nitpick.
But that's what I do.
Yeah.
But it was bugging me the whole movie. It's like every time, like, a tentacle would come out, it's like, no, the tentacles should come out from your arm, from your bare arms. Like, even in the comic book, when he would shoot webs, like, it's coming out like Spider-Man. You know? So, again, nitpicking, I get it, but distracted me for the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have just been so easily done where, yeah, it rips the shirt, or it comes, like, have him in short sleeves and it comes out of his hands.
Yeah.
Things like that, instead of it coming out of your shirt and your shirt being fine.
Fair enough. Let's talk a bit more about the villain of the film. Whatever his name was.
Another rich, spoilt guy who thinks that he knows best for the whole world.
Exactly.
Never seen that before.
And the Venom-like symbiote that was trying to get all the other symbiotes from outer space. That character was not phased out at all.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it was pretty bad.
It was one of the worst. It's hard to say because technically it's one villain, but technically it's two. I'm talking about whatever his name is. It's like
Oh, we'll look it up after. I can't
Rampage or Riot.
Is it Riot?
It's Riot. It never says in the film.
Okay.
But it's Riot. That's what its name is. And this character is probably the worst villain we've seen out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It made no sense. It comes out of nowhere with this whole plot to find... I'm going back up to the asteroid, because they found them on an asteroid.
Yeah.
There's millions of these symbiotes on an asteroid.
Yeah.
How they got onto the asteroid, that's a whole other nitpick.
Yeah.
But he's going to go fly again to an asteroid and grab the rest of them and come back to Earth, and so they can consume and eat the Earth.
Yeah.
What are these things eating on the asteroid? Like, they made such a big deal out of these things being hungry and that they eat. Like, even, if you had one in you, like Venom, like, if he couldn't eat the people, he would just start eating your internal organs. Like, that was the big, funny gag. Ha ha, I'm gonna eat your liver. Ha ha! Better feed me a criminal or I'm gonna eat your kidneys. So, that whole feeding on people was just bizarro. Like, because the symbiotes in the comic book, they had to attach to a host like any other microorganism. Like, we have organisms that live on us at the microscopic level that we're the host.
Yeah.
And they survive because they're connected to us and they actually help us fight off disease and different other kind of bacteria, and we are healthy because of them.
Yeah.
The mutual relationship. Kind of like midi-chlorians, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, no.
So I guess as I nitpick this a little bit more, there are a lot of holes. And a lot of gaps.
It was a movie made in like a year.
And I think that's the biggest problem with these movies. They rushed them, and they overhyped them. And again, for my money's worth, it was a good time. Enjoyed it. I laughed. I thought Venom was cool. I loved the dynamic between Venom and Eddie Brock.
I enjoyed it till the last 45 minutes.
And I even liked how Venom at the end wants to get, help Eddie get his girlfriend back. I thought that was hilarious. We're gonna get her back, Eddie. Ha ha! It was like, that was funny. So,
wasn't it?
Okay. So, thumb up, thumb down?
For the overall movie, and then we'll talk about some of the end credit stuff after this. Like around here, I would say.
It's kind of 3/4 down?
It's 3/4.
Okay.
There was a bit of.
Okay. I liked it. Go on cheap night. If you're worried about, spending too much money. But thumbs up. I laughed. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Wasn't that great.
Okay, so quickly we want to talk about end credit stuff before we wrap up?
Yeah, which was just really stupid.
Really stupid.
It was. The first one was just dumb Carnage. And who's the guy who plays him?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. He's got jumped from Star Wars to the Marvel movies now.
It was just lame.
So it was setting up Carnage.
Yeah.
Right? So again, it's setting up this whole, like, the worst symbiote that's ever been. Like, a symbiote locking onto this mass murder guy, total psychopath. Totally setting that up.
Might be a cool movie, it was just a lame...
But again, just even that villain just kind of automatically demands a rated R movie. Like, it's just, he's so nasty. It's kind of weird that... But again, that's just what people would expect from a Venom movie. Where's Carnage? You gotta have Carnage. But again, I don't think you can bring Carnage into this. You've got to get Spider-Man into these movies first. I was hoping they were going to do something with Spider-Man in the end credit scenes.
They did nothing with Spider-Man.
Well, that's not true. In the very last one, what did they do?
Yeah, that was even more...
5 minutes of the new Sony Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's not an end credit scene. That's a trailer for another film.
It was a trailer, but does that movie look awesome?
Yeah, it looks good, but it looks...
so good. They were better than Captain America going, sometimes your patience pays off.
That one was
sometimes
that was
it
one of the
doesn't.
best.
And
That
this
was one
one
of the best.
wasn't it?
That was one of the best. That was amazing.
I think maybe because I had to go to the bathroom and I was like holding it in for so long, and so
That was incredible.
Well, I'm glad
that
you think
was
so.
That was so fun.
So father, son, apple, tree, yeah, very different opinions sometimes.
Chop down the tree.
Chopped. Ow!
That's not what I meant, but I
As the guy who pays for the movies.
All right, maybe not.
So we got to wrap up because we're gonna go watch Star Wars Resistance and give our review of that afterwards. Someone's looking forward to it. So anyways, my name's Kevin.
My name's Cameron.
Hit that subscribe button. Share this on social media. Like, comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the Venom movie or any other movies. And we look forward to seeing you back here soon.
Thanks.